Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast, coming to you from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Just a couple of guys drinking some beers, having some chow, and talking all things sports.
All right, welcome back to Gillis's. We're at Gillis's family pub again. It's been a while.
Family Tavern.
It feels like it's been months.
Yep.
It's only been a couple weeks, right? Since we were at the beach club? Was it that long?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Feels like it's been a long time.
July 9th.
Well,
Oh,
wow.
more money. Almost 3 weeks, yeah.
Almost a month. Holy cow. Oh, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Well, Dougie's been a little sidelined.
This hasn't been me. This hasn't
It's
been
all
me. Okay,
Dougie.
stop.
Come on, let's go.
That hasn't been me. Anyway, episode 21.
Gentlemen,
Get them up.
happy to be here. Happy to
Cheers.
be back together.
Our sponsors are back.
Dougie's son Cole is now 15.
Yes, we have neutrals here tonight, which are good.
Yeah, the neutral girls are in the house.
They're in
They
the
are.
house.
They are in the house.
Looking like cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Right?
Might not get them on at some point on the show.
Hey, yeah, here we go. So, start off with Celtics.
Well, I just want to say one thing before we get into that.
Okay.
So, Jimmy couldn't be on tonight.
Okay.
He might be on the backside of the owner. We might have Mike on. Awesome, one of his awesome general managers. But we're in the back room tonight. Last time we did this broadcast, we did it from the bar area, and we're just showing you the back room tonight, which is pretty cool. It's good for functions, private parties. Got some really good TVs. We're entertaining right now as we're putting together our big and small fantasy football league that we're going to roll. I think we're going to do it here. Great deal. $250. You get the room. You get a draft board. Access to all the TVs. We got Keno and
Got Keno.
100 wings.
Love that.
Some pitchers of beer and a pizza,
You
right?
get 100 wings, 3 pitches of beer, a large pizza, full use of the TVs, and they supply you with the draft board. $250.
Yeah. I just said most of that.
Said exactly that.
Feed, repeat. And I didn't know the guy, but Jimmy would appreciate it. You could kind of see in the back this shirt. Papa Cetero, I think is how you say his name. It's a Hyde Park kid where Jimmy and the boys grew up. Nemo, Mark Ryan, and he was a hell of a football player, to my understanding. I don't know him personally, and he was a hell of a coach. And he passed away at a younger type age, and there was actually in Hyde Park, there's actually a new there was a turf field dedicated football turf field, multi-purpose field in his honor. So I know Jimmy would probably appreciate it, and I understand he was just a fantastic guy. All the best to him. I know it's been a while, but I understand his foundation's doing really well. But so it's good to be back at Gillis's and ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Get back into a little bit of a groove. That'd be good.
Yes. So let's not start it out with Jaylen Brown being the highest paid player in NBA history.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just shows you what that means in that league. I mean, it's just, it's the market. It's where that type of player with, I don't know, what's he, second team NBA?
Yep.
Yeah, because he had to get second team to qualify.
Second team NBA, that's what you're entitled to when it's time to get that big contract.
So the actual number is 5 years, $303.7 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. They really didn't. You sort of could say they had an option, but they really didn't.
No.
The way the structure of the NBA is an absolute joke. It is what it is. For them, it allows. It doesn't mean they're not going to be able to sign Jason Tatum long term. It's not the case. It's designed that way that you can still pay these outrageous contracts to at least 3 guys. Unless you got an unbelievable return, it was a layup. My whole thing is just the amazing patheticness of the Boston media that continues and doesn't end, and they just have to continue to make up fairy tales. He doesn't like it, he isn't. And then
4 minutes in before we start hating the Boston media.
it's unbelievable. And then they have to start chirping when he had his speech about the community service thing. It was an unbelievable speech.
Yeah.
Really well said.
Yeah.
Very refreshing in the realm of pro athletes today.
Right.
And then a couple of the dopes, if all didn't want him, like kind of ripped it. And what's his name? It was unbelievable. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You're just inventing stuff because you don't do your research. You're boring, and you just babble on and on and on. But I'm happy he's back. I hope he starts working a little harder on his left hand. But I think that group of him and Porzingis and Brown and that's going to be they're going to be right there.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see them get somebody that can move the ball. You know, like a facilitator. It's going to be interesting with Porzingis. I mean, you can do a lot of things with that guy. So, you know, if they can go old school, run it through the post, you know, have him distribute, have the offense go through him. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, they're gonna be they're gonna be dynamic if they stay healthy. I mean, dynamic to watch. I mean, it's just a matter of you're gonna have that toughness when you need it.
Right.
You know, especially the thing that my thing is, you know, Miami. If Lillard ends up down there, you know, that makes them a little bit better club. But I can't imagine the way they're constituted right now. They're not coming out of the East.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, unless, you know, Giannis, they signed Middleton to a big contract.
Yep.
Which I think is risky because the guy's been hurt the last few years. They don't really have a big man. They don't have anyone, you know, that, like, the thing about Porzingis is you got a 7'3" guy or whatever he is, you know, 30 feet from the hoop, which means that their 7-foot guy has to come out, which is going to really open things up.
Oh yeah, and
And if he doesn't come out, Porzingis will sit there and shoot threes all day and make them.
right. I mean, he can go on the block. He's dynamic. Yeah, healthy, he's one of the top 20 players in the NBA. It's not even up for debate.
And the thing is, when you put Tatum and Brown with him, it's going to make them better.
Oh my
It's going to
God.
open up so much more. You'll see, Doug. You'll see.
No, I agree. So we can take that to a team that seems to have a ton of question marks, Boston Bruins.
Oh, wow, we're right off the subject. All right, cool. Going to the Bruins?
I'm with you. I'm with that. Good move, Doug. I like that transition.
Yeah, I mean,
Celts was pretty much
Bergy
done.
Retires.
Yeah, they're done. They went from the best team in the league to who's their first line center? Pavel Zacha. I mean, what are we doing? And
Do you do that, or do you bring somebody in?
they don't have any cap room.
They have somebody left.
They don't. They had to move Allmark.
Well, if they can't move anybody,
Right, but, I mean, they should have done that a while ago.
I know. But as the market changes, as you know, you get going. But
They don't have the cap room, so they literally don't have who's playing the other wing on the second line besides Pasternak.
well, it depends how they decide to do the lines. My guess would be I mean, a couple things. One, I will just say that exactly who the first and second line center are going to be going into the season as of now, unless some people think Geeky's going the second line, which I don't think so, that they would have been the same. That's the same that won.
The first two games in Florida.
Well, the two, yeah, the kid that won, they put him up 3-1,
Right.
and they should have stayed there, and they would have won the series.
Kept Coyle up front.
My worry more is that, to your point, I don't know how I really wanted Bergeron back, and Krejci gives you great depth, you know, is and especially a regular season guy, but I just think the playoffs, he just can't make that grind. But I wouldn't have had Bergeron as my number one center anyway going into the playoffs anymore. No. But my biggest thing that's got me aggravated more is the Bertuzzi situation. We've already talked about this. He signed for short money, should have been signed, and if your top 6 forwards included Bertuzzi, that would have been your top 6 from those 2 games. You're fine. Third and fourth lines in NHL, you get enough guys that are going to get. Some of the young guys might step.
Right.
Then you get those guys, you know. But I'm worried about that. We were talking about this. Right now, I would probably project if Geeky's the third line center, that it's probably Van Riemsdyk is going to be that 6th forward in the top 2 lines.
That's not good.
You know, well, there's really no other options. I mean, if you look at, I mean, the young kid who's a stud, if he maybe really takes a jump, or Lysell, but he's supposed to be going to be a superstar, but is he ready or not? You can never tell.
He's 21 now.
So would you categorize it as a rebuilding year?
I'd say transition, not rebuilding.
So transition, why keep both goalies?
Well, they tried to get rid of Allmark. No one took him.
No.
So that's the problem. He's got a $5 million price tag, and they put him up for trade right in the beginning of free agents. Would have freed up the $5 million they needed to sign Bertuzzi, and it didn't happen. So, then you kind of stuck with him. You know what I mean? Like, unless they do it and
Unless they work.
get hosed, like for draft picks.
Well, now he's cheap, so he could end up being moved. I think they're going to be a good enough team defensively in the goaltending, etc., that they're going to be fine in the playoffs. I think they're going to be a team that, again, at the deadline, is going to have to be active when things dramatically change, and all of a sudden they get that couple of the key guys that can put them over the hump with some more offensive production. So
the thing that's funky about the NHL is if there's a guy around the trade line like a Lindholm or something that's hurt, you put him on long-term IR. Now that frees up his cap space.
That was like Taylor Hall.
Exactly. Now you can bring in a guy who's got a big price tag, and all you got to do is kind of drag that, in and out of the lineup thing with those two until the playoffs, and then there's no cap in the playoffs. It's a Tampa Bay Lightning way of doing it. So I mean, that's the game now in the NHL. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, they're going to be fine. They're going to be competitive. They're going to have a good record because they have good goaltending, pretty good defense, especially for regular season. Grizzly, Carlo, they're not the answer in the playoffs, but they're pretty good in the regular season. And they have enough depth back there. They're going to be fine. With Lindholm and
and they pick up. When Shattenkirk, he's late in his career, but he's a veteran.
Yeah,
I just don't understand why certain guys they kept, but I think it'll be interesting. You need some young guys. Hopefully there'll be some young. Carlo's got to have a better. Continue to improve. You're looking at Oscar Steen. Can he take the next step? Zaboral, can he take the next step? So there's some interesting guys.
I think Kid Lauko's going to be interesting. He's going to be.
I don't.
Have a role.
He could. Yeah, I do. That's why I think he'll be. Because I think Frederick's going to be a third line center. My prediction is Frederick will be third line center with Geeky as one of the wings, and the other wing's could be a Lauko, or he's on the fourth. That my whole thing is what your 9 forwards look like. Frankly, scare the hell out of me because I'm like.
Signed Frederick to that deal, which
Luch, he's definitely going to that spot. It's because if it's. Because there's frankly no other options because him and Geeky will be on the third, and they'll probably they'll put Lucic on the fourth. Maybe Boquist, probably be Loco, Greer, and Lucic, which that line will be fine for a fourth line.
Yeah.
But my biggest fear is how the hell they're going to score goals, but That's why we talked about this when people talking about, get rid of Pasta, get rid of Pasta. Yeah, well,
good
luck.
50 goals with Pasta.
Exactly. That's why you're an idiot, whoever says that. Yeah. But anyway, I would say they'll be. I think their goal is to be. They'll be competitive. Yeah. They'll be good enough. They'll get, and then they're saying, let's get to that deadline.
You need a tandem in net. Yeah. So even if they don't get rid of Allmark, you need 2 guys. I know they got that stud coming up.
Love the lefty.
Providence, the big lefty. Yeah. So they're all set in goal, I think, and they'd love to move Allmark. But if they don't, they're still going to be good.
Yeah,
he's the best that winner.
Oh no, that's why they'll be right there. They'll be competitive with everything, and I think it's just a matter of, like I said, get to that trade deadline and make some good moves again, and hopefully, put you, spark the offense and a little more and.
Maybe this is long time coming Charlie Quill coming out party.
I hope so. He showed me. They showed me stuff. If he can do that,
he's a big cat
consistently. But I think so. And I like who he'd be playing with. I mean, if he, Van Riemsdyk's later in his career, but he's still a very good player. He's a good veteran player, and obviously if they do go with that combo, you might end up, who knows, you might end up going Zaka with Pasta and Marchand, and you might end up going a very pretty physical line with Coyle and Van Riemsdyk and DeBrusque.
Right.
Not a bad line there either, so it could be interesting to see what they do.
It's gonna be fine.
I would personally prefer
the Bruins. I was kind of down on the whole thing because nothing really happened.
It was funny because I was just saying I'm more excited for the Celtics to start than I am the Bruins.
Well, I'm excited for the Celtics because they got some weapons, but I'm excited for the Bruins because it's going to be interesting. There's Mike.
Boys, okay?
Hey, Mike, you want to say hi to the say hi to the show, Mike?
Podcast is Mike.
Hey, Plymouth, how we doing?
Oh, so we haven't even talked to you about it yet because I have to talk to Jimmy, but so we're putting together a big and small fantasy football league,
I like it.
which was hilarious. Are you in?
I'm in, yeah.
All right, Mike. So we were just
I got 3 weeks, but I can do one more.
well, we were just talking about the special here. So
Yeah,
we
it's a
said,
good
oh,
deal.
this would be perfect.
Yeah, $250 get you 100 wings, large cheese pizza, 3 pitchers of beer. I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, we
And
just
the board. I got the boards too.
Yeah.
The boards come with. I mean, they say every player should, but it should be every player in the league, like 2023 player, 2023,
Right.
24. I think it's going to be. I think it's a good deal. I mean, incentivize people to come here and use the room and utilize the room and the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a great spot for guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AC works great.
The AC
too.
works great.
So we're gonna
Ricky's ready to put on
I need
sweatshirt
to shut up.
sweatpants.
yeah, but look at these two guys. They don't know what cold is.
Anything that's good?
Yeah, we're good right now. Thanks, Mike. So Mike's the one of the general managers here. He does an unbelievable job. He was here prior too, and he just had a young baby as well. So him and Doug are dealing with the same stuff. But yeah, bees will always be fun to watch. I don't know if they'll be must-see TV like last year, but yeah, they're always fun to watch.
I think it would be very hard to match last year anyway.
No one ever did it before.
Yeah.
So, Boston Red Sox. Stagnant at Tuesday's trade deadline? Yes, Tuesday's trade deadline. They are 57-51. So 6 games above 500. 2.5 back from the wild card.
It's going to be 2 after Blue Jays lose right now.
So, like I said, they were stagnant at the trade deadline. The only real news I heard out of it was the fact that they were getting calls about Verdugo when they said Verdugo is not going anywhere. That's kind of really the only thing I heard about trade deadline with Red Sox.
Well, they picked up that stud from the Brewers.
The infielder?
I mean, it's an embarrassment. It's an insult. You've all heard it on talk radio. It's an insult to all of us as Red Sox fans. It's an insult. Whoever buys a ticket to go there, mark my words, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. If someone gives it to you, go.
Right.
If you go by, but to buy a ticket for what they're doing, the lack of spending, the lack of movement, the bottom line is this. We were talking last time we were on. They're getting better. If they make some moves, they've got some interesting guys to watch, which I do like. Casas is killing it.
Right.
Duran's killing it.
Loves Durant.
They're fun. Verdugo, wherever you have him, he was untradeable. Please, you already have 4 outfielders. You're not moving. He's the 4th.
Who was the guy
on
who they
Duvall.
were going to trade? Yeah, Duvall.
Well, either one, whatever. But it's like, their infield defense, they blew the game yesterday. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yesterday's game, the 4 o'clock game against Seattle.
Because they don't have a bullpen.
Huge game.
Why?
Yeah, but did you
Because
see
they
what
got 2 of
happened?
them. Oh, they're throwing the ball around and shit?
Oh my God! And then they collided with collided with Devers. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
They still don't have a major league shortstop.
No, God no. When he hits 100,
I know. That's my point.
and they barely have a second baseman.
It's.
But the point is, if you don't have the middle, but the other guys are pretty good, and then what you've done for your starting pitching, and you're sitting there, and whatever Cora's doing, the other night they were up when Pivetta threw an absolute gem. He gave up like 3 hits, but 2 were homers to the same guy. I forget that kid's name, Heyman or something. And it was like, but they only score a run on the Duran steal second, throwing it, blah, blah, blah. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that play. I don't think I've ever seen that play in the history of pro baseball.
The guy stealing second.
The other team, talk about pathetic baseball. Because this also buys into my conversation around
The sponsors over here,
the Major League Baseball is the wealth of mediocrity. Because if no one saw that Durant play,
So all professional sports are well.
oh yeah, it's designed that way. It's designed that way. But the baseball really, I mean, that play the other day, Durant steals second, gets the balls thrown, first batter of the game,
Yep.
thrown into center field.
Yep.
He takes off, the center fielder whips it past the third baseman. He takes off to the plate and scores. I mean, you're losing your mind in a Little League game when that happens.
Yep.
Pro baseball? I mean, come on. Fundamentals. But then what he did, he brought that freaking stiff in that game, the lefty, who got shelled all over the place after Pavetta. And I'm like, God, why are these guys tired? Where was Jansen yesterday? He threw 1 inning the night before. Where was, who's been throwing, Witkowski? It's gross. And they were off today.
I know.
You tell me you can't be a closer, a relief guy, and throw back-to-back games?
So I actually heard that.
They were winning 3-0 yesterday.
It's a bad game to lose. But I also think, and I know you're talking, but I think Score is sending a message. You really got me nothing at the trade deadline, or I'm going to throw the fucking shit that you got.
Look at what I'm parlaying. Like, if you're Cora, do you want to be
He's throwing
here?
the shit out there that they're leaving him with, saying, you know what? This is what happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Is an absolute major league manager. He needs to be coaching a good ball club.
Yeah.
This is crap.
What he's doing with this team right now, I think he's manager of the year. They're in the conversation, and they got nothing up the middle except these.
It'll never happen.
Juan's good. Juan's a legit defensive
Yeah,
catcher.
except catching.
Yeah, the outfield's very good.
Does that have to do with the long hair?
Yeah, no. Long
Casas was the best player of the month. Should have won it.
Chewbacca.
And Devers is Devers, though he's a little bit defensive liability. The middle infield's killing him, and the lack of depth of starting pitching.
What do you mean? Justin Turner's the best second baseman on the team.
Exactly. You got second. You got Justin Turner out there, and the
No,
other guy-
well, I know they've been playing. They play different guys. Arroyo's in there. The other kid played there.
Royals a utility guy.
Exactly. I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that's
That's embarrassing.
their two weaknesses is middle infield,
Right.
and the fact that their depth in the starting pitching right now.
They have 3 starters.
And now they're saying house back. But the point of the whole thing is, most teams are so freaking bad. That's the only reason why they're in it.
Right.
The biggest thing is where they're constituted now. There is, I'm going to guarantee everybody, all of our millions of viewers, it is an El Zippo Chanso they're winning a World Series. And it's an El Zippo Chanso they're probably going to do, if you look at the last 2 years, what they've done in the month of August, I will almost 100% guarantee it's going to happen again.
Right.
It's going to become Tank City, and there you go. They might sell somebody off late and pick up another product. I mean, Bloom is... Have you ever seen what Bloom's career?
No.
He never even played like high school baseball. I looked him up.
I looked him up.
I mean, but it's unbelievable. He was a complete geek. Then when he got out of, got on an internship program, and this is the problem with baseball. That's why, if these owners don't understand, the reason why every team except for 5 absolutely stink in Major League Baseball, it's because of look at the GMs. The old time, legit evaluators knew the game inside and out are gone. There's very few left.
I heard something on the radio today that what's his name? Who's the GM of the Red Sox when they first won it in 04? Epstein.
Theo.
Epstein traded Hanley Ramirez, who was the #1 prospect, for Josh Beckett. They were like, do you think Chaim Bloom would do that today? No chance.
No.
They'd have to have that kind of talent.
Chaim Bloom can't even.
They do. They have 2 of the top 10 prospects in baseball.
To not do anything, to do nothing at the trade deadline was disgraceful.
You don't know. You don't know if it's all Bloom. You don't know if Henry's in his ears saying because Henry has a different agenda because he has different plans for the team in 5 years.
I want the guy to sell it. Thank you very much. You did a wonderful job. Sell it. Get rid of it.
Well, they're doing. Did you see
somebody in there?
Did you see the thing they just released? What was it? 2 weeks ago? basically so you have Fenway, and then like basically everything around Fenway. It's like a $4 billion project.
Yeah.
They're like tearing everything down within like a city block all around it and rebuilding it all back up to be like
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while.
condos,
No, it's gonna be like its own little city.
like a Patriot place in the middle of Fenway.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just collecting assets. I mean, he's a businessman. He doesn't care. But it's because of you, fans.
Gentlemen, we still good?
We're still good, thank you.
If you want to keep going, you want to pay the ticket prices, and you want to listen to the absolutely, in general, pathetic Nesson broadcasts. It's like painful. And like Middlebrooks was a pro. Painful, but they're covering up. They don't speak to them. Euclid is the worst. Talk about it. I mean, just, collect the paycheck and do the company line. If you want to keep doing it, enjoy it. Have a great time at Fenway. Get a Fenway Frank. Buy a $200 beer. And sit there and watch shit. It blows me away. It just blows me away.
Yeah, no, I heard something else too, that a lot of their people that they're getting in there on a daily basis a lot of them are just people, tourists visiting Boston that have to go see a game as opposed to Bostonians that want to see their team play.
Well, the other thing is where they're lucking out. Like, they're so lucky that stadium stayed where it is for the historical value. But there are so many people. I drove to Melrose yesterday. I was telling you guys, see my father. I left here. It took me 2 hours from Plymouth.
You must have been hating everything about life.
I just can't even believe people can function up there anymore. I mean, I know there's off hours. Like when I got out of there, it was like 8:30. Zipped right home. I got home in 55 minutes.
Wow.
But the point is, it is so packed compared to when I was your age, Doug, or you were. There was no Billy, your families lived in South Boston. Families lived in Dorchester. There was the Seaport District was nothing.
It's nothing but high rises now.
Nothing, exactly.
I see it.
I mean, everywhere you go there is more and more of a population in Boston. And so, what the hell else do they all want to do at night? Oh, let's go grab ass and we'll go to Fenway.
Go to the Sox game.
There's nothing wrong. Let's go to the Sox. And they just go and, they sing Sweet Caroline and they have a nice night out. But if that population was not what it is, they'd be in trouble because I'll guarantee you, not as many people will be driving in like the old days. The main clientele are people coming from greater Boston area, driving in, finding parking. These people that go on these games in general, there's still that. You got to bring your kids there, right? You got to bring your family there. I get a family experience. I get it. But the typical go-to person, it's become a social event more than that. Just like when I was at Granite Links last Friday for T-Bot's birthday party, Friday night. I mean, it's a complete social event up there. It's insanity. They have a driving range with everybody there is from age probably just out of college to mid-30s. Women, guys. So that's all it is. They hit golf balls.
Love it.
And there's 3 bars. They get a band going.
Wow.
But what else do you do in the city? You'll go to a bar. I mean, walk in the common. It's not like us down here. It's nice. Walk downtown. We get by. Go to the beach. Blah, blah. You gotta if you want to get out of your, shoebox condo or shoebox apartment. Those are the events you gotta have. So they're lucky. That's what I'm telling you. That's what's saving them. Is that casual? They don't really care about it. It's a social event. Right. And that's what they're creating in that whole Fenway experience. And power to them. Smart business plan. It's unbelievable. For old school Red Sox fans who really care about product and want to go after the World Series, it's repulsive.
It is. So that's what we got to say about that.
I have nothing. I think I had a thought.
You want to go to the game? You want to go to the game next week?
I don't know.
I can get us tickets, so that way I don't mind going.
So, Patriots, camp has started. Yeah. From what we've heard out of camp, is Mac Jones actually good?
No.
Because from what we've heard from camp the past 2 days is yesterday and today have been Mac's best days at camp in his career as a Patriot.
How many rings he win doing that?
He's played a year, and he's played 1 year. Can't even count last
I'm
year.
not down on Mac. I'm not down on Mac at all. I'm just saying, like, who gives a shit? That's the problem. Is there's too many people covering this crap.
Exactly, huge
Too
problem.
many.
Too many. And
Every move he makes.
50% of them who are covering it
Oh,
couldn't throw a ball from me to you.
No.
So why do I am listening to them?
Yeah.
I will evaluate. If they want to let me go down there and sit in the booth and listen. I was listening to like Bertrand and watching the booth. Are they not allowed to comment? Like, why aren't they just saying when they're doing like 7-on-7s? Like, okay, dropping back is Mac Jones. Throws a. They will just say, is it the weirdest thing?
Yeah.
It's like, why are you there then?
Did you hear the
They'll
argument?
be like, and then they'll have some reporter come up. I'm like, what do you care? It's like, 50-50 ball.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all of a sudden they might say, oh, that was a fade to Thornton or something. Back to back, they went to it again.
Did you hear the
It's like,
argument
why are
they
you
were having
there?
yesterday when it was Mac and he, I forget who he was throwing to, but he like overthrew a receiver by like 4 yards, and then they were having a debate on if it was Mac's fault or the receiver's fault. They're like, oh, like, Mac is throwing the slow receivers. What? What? What do you mean? Like, throw the ball to like, I couldn't fathom it. Like, my mind was put like a pretzel, and then right off the rip, ran into him. Zolak, that's on the quarterback. You have to know. And then Bertrand and who's the other guy? Hardy.
Yeah.
Just
You get to Hardy.
That's on the receiver. He needs to run faster. What are we talking about?
And let's calm down about the receiving corps too. It's not that bad.
No, it's not.
It's not that bad. It's getting so overhyped. It's
It's better
ridiculous.
than it was. I'll tell you that.
These are professional
Actually,
receivers.
I saw a little today, they brought it up. The receiving core they have now is way better than the receiving core that Brady had his last year when they were 12-4.
Yeah.
Not even a question. And we haven't even, and you can tell what they're working on, because what's gonna be, believe me, when this thing gets going, how much have you heard about, the tight ends? And the tight end's gonna be a huge factor in this offense. But I mean,
The tight end with him not having a rapport with Gesicki and having him more of a rapport with Henry.
but yeah, it's just fabrication.
Totally
It's talking. It's whatever point. Who's got an agenda and all that. I will say.
But you're subject to listening to it, because it's like, we aren't there.
Right, so then,
They're the ones who are there, so it's like you can only hear like what they're saying. So it's like,
so then really,
is that what's going on? Like, and then you start thinking like, does he not have a rapport with Gesicki? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with Gesicki?
I agree.
Yeah. No, it's,
But I'm just aggravated that if you're going to be there reporting it live, report it. Or don't be there.
It's all right.
If you want to watch it, go watch the tape.
We'll have the Zappy show and everything will be fine.
All right, I'm taking a break on that note. Done.
no, so one of the things that you hear though on the radio now, which drives me insane,
Okay.
is, the Pats are going to suck because of the schedule. The Pats are going to suck because, you got Allen and,
Rogers
and Tua. Like,
a beefy Tua.
so you got,
He looks like he's put on 30 pounds.
so listen, Rogers, how old is he now?
What, 40 something?
Almost 40, I think. I think he might be 39. Like, NFL quarterbacks
I think he's turning 40 in the season.
tend to suck when they get around that age. Brady was a freak, and he sucked at the end too. He wasn't the same guy last year. Allen, I think, is on the downfall. I think they got a major problem with that team with Stephon Diggs. There's an issue there. They lost a ton of defensive guys, so they're not going to be the same team. And Tua is one hit away from the funny farm. I mean, that
Bush.
guy, he's.
Bush.
So I mean, let's play a couple of games before we sit there and say that the schedule's going to beat them up. I mean, the Rams won the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and last year they didn't even make the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. Why? Injuries, guys. I mean, Cooper Kupp was out, right? I mean, that hurts. So you can't sit there and say they're going to be this, they're going to be that, because you don't know. You don't know about how it's going to play out. Even teams that were good could come back and be, not that great because of whatever. I mean, a free agent left guard, was gone now. So, and you don't know. So
I get it, but I also feel like half of it is just like verbal diarrhea, if you will. Like they got really nothing else to talk about. The Red Sox are doing anything, the Celtics aren't in season, the Bruins aren't in season, so it's just like.
Here's the whole thing. Here's the whole thing with the NFL and any actually football league at any level, right? You get your star guys that are unbelievable, right? But you know what? If you have a good offensive line and a good defensive
Which
line,
the Patriots don't have.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Patriots D-line's fine. The offensive line's an absolute mess.
Right now it's a mess, but we don't know yet. We don't know. Adrian Clem, we'll see what he can do. We don't know. We don't know. Guys get released towards the end of training camp. Whatever. So I mean, the Patriots' offensive line plays well. The defensive line plays well. They're going to be a playoff team.
Okay. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about them not signing D-Hop?
I think they missed on an opportunity because I don't think he went for much.
Okay.
And they have the money. I mean, I think
2 years, 26, I believe, is what it was.
Yeah, well, the second year's not guaranteed.
Thank you so much.
Basically, it was a 1 year.
All one, too. Yeah.
Basically, it was a 1 year.
Right. So 1
maybe
year,
like $10 million.
1 year, 13
Not
million.
even 13, because there's a lot of incentives in there.
Right.
So I mean, they decided
The money should have been spent
Belichick
on offensive line. For example, a great guy they should have got
1000%.
was sitting there free. It would have been perfect for them as Orlando Brown. Ridiculous. They could have got him easy. Because they could have overpaid and got him,
Right.
which is fine. That was your weakness. Receiving core, you said, it's fine. You get some tight ends, and the guy you should be getting is Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is a game breaker. Dalvin Cook.
What about Zeke? Zeke's
done. He's done. And if you get him cheap, get him. But Dalvin Cook, go look at the stats. He has more game-breaking touchdowns in his career than Hopkins by far. They're not even in the same world, and he's a freaking back.
No, I understand that, but why are they doing it?
And it's because it's pathetic. It's pathetic how cheap they are. Did you hear Gro's kid the other day talk?
He talked. He said the salary cap is nothing.
Yeah, I know, but did you hear him bumbling along about what they were doing? It was ridiculous. And then you're sitting there with Kraft, and I'm like, how are you spending this little amount of money?
No.
You have a ton of dough left, and it's a different sport. It's not like you can all of a sudden just go spend it. I mean, hopefully maybe some guys get cut as camp goes on. They're making some money for contracts to look the same. I don't know, but it's disgraceful. And what you did, too, to spend, and I got to give Felga kudos on this. He was the other night. I can't agree with him more on his absolute berating of the repulsiveness of Bill Belichick as a human being. I can't agree with him more. Enough's enough, Bill. Enough. All right? I'm sick of it. I personally I would never even bother going to a press conference. I was a press. I'd boycott him and just laugh at him the whole time. Nice little career, thanks to Bill. Thanks to Brady.
Yeah, but the only thing they say is that he's earned it. He has 6
No, he
Super Bowls.
hasn't.
He's earned the fact to just
Not anymore.
dickhead to the
Not anymore.
Under 500 without Brady.
Exactly.
Listen, I
And it's not like
understand
it's a
that.
small sample.
I understand.
But it's also just-
it's being said out there that hey, he's earned the fact
But
that
it's
he can be a dickhead.
but it's also the management of what they spent on this offseason. And I'm just Felga brought it up last night, and I couldn't agree with him more because I was going to have this on the cast, especially about the Reef and Calvin Anderson. Do you know how much those guys make?
A couple million, right?
4.5 each, $9 million combined.
That's insane.
They'll probably never see the field. McNermott right now is the starting right tackle.
Yeah.
They'll see the field, but they're stiffs. They were cut by everybody. Their career was over. Then he signs Cardona, the long snapper.
$5 million, right?
No. He's like 2.
Nobody gave him
Slater.
Gave him a long-term deal.
Slater.
Well, Navy guy.
Well, just listen,
Navy guy.
Slater and the kid, I forget his name, the
Oh,
the
special
Jets
teams
guy. So between those
From Detroit.
between those non-factors,
Like 13
it's
million.
15 million.
15 million.
It's disgraceful.
That's the issue.
And you get certain guys out, like I said, that were available. Even Lewin was available late. You know, big lineman. Like I said, I'm just sitting there going, if Orlando, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if, what's his name? Big tackle. Gets hurt or is out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Trent Brown.
Trent Brown.
If Trent Brown does not have an all-pro year, there's no need to, you're not even going to want to watch it. We're going to have to fall Jimmy and hope the Jets are good and we'll turn into a Jets guy.
Oh, I don't know about that.
And that's what Jimmy's doing.
No chance.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I know, but there's no way. I think Jets are gonna suck. To be honest with you.
They got defense. But
I think Rodgers gonna get hurt. He's
He's
old.
You know, so we'll see. I just,
You know what?
the other thing, go ahead, I'm
The
good.
percentage of teams that actually make it through the year with their quarterback is like 30%. Not even.
Yeah, they don't lose them for the whole year typically.
No, but still, I mean, those are
Couple games.
They only play 17.
No, I know. We'll see. I agree with you on your original point. The NFL is a crapshoot. The only guy I can guarantee is going to be around is Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know, but outside of that, who the hell knows? So that's why I always say it's designed that way.
Did you watch that Netflix
Yeah.
show, Quarterback?
Loved it.
No.
Pretty good.
Loved it.
Marcus Mariota's a mental midget. Kirk Cousins is a wet blanket, and Mahomes is a dude.
Dude.
He's a dude.
Oh, no,
You know what he said? The best part was when they were playing Oakland, and the defensive lineman. Every time
Max Crosby, the DA.
every time he went back to pass after he threw it, the guy he'd hit him in the ribs. And he's like, "What the fuck?" So he did it late, real late one time. He actually punched him. And Mahomes he goes, "You just woke the wrong motherfucker up." And he fucking torched him. And he kept yelling at the whole game, "You woke the wrong motherfucker up."
Yeah, he is something.
It was awesome. I'm like, that's my guy.
But yeah, like I'm ready for like the next season just to kind of see, because I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a weird spectrum of quarterbacks. You know, like Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins, and Pat Mahomes.
You know what the funny thing was? At the very end of that game, he went up the crowd and he's like, "Hey man, we good?"
Oh yeah, he's one of a kind. Like you said, but the other thing that I've had it with is this media constant zappy talking about he won games last year. He was 2-2. Let's get that straight.
His rating was over 100.
Because he didn't do anything in the games they won. I just told you that. He lost against the Bears. You know how many points the Patriots scored in the second half against the Bears? 0. You know how many? You know what he did in that second half? 0. A complete 0. He had like 5 balls batted down. That was the zappy time when he came in, threw a couple deep balls. When he came in for Jones, place was all euphoric. Did you forget the goddamn second half? Just watch the game. It was so bad. It was probably the worst second half of football I have ever seen the New England Patriots play.
That was bad from top to bottom.
And you're in it against...
All right, Trace McSorley will take us to the...
I'd rather have McSorley than him, I'll tell you that. And besides that is you're sitting there going, if he went in and lit it up last year, then he plays Cleveland. That was his only game he had a big offensive production yard. He threw for 309 yards, 2 TDs, no interception. He had a great game against Cleveland. Against Brissett. Cleveland stinks.
Cool.
Then he goes the next week, beats Detroit, which he threw for 188 yards. Okay? I can punt 188 yards. And you're talking, he still threw a pick. The defense was off the charts. Detroit was a mess that game. The defense completely won that game, and Nick Folk had 5 field goals, and the defense had a defensive touchdown, 4. Then you go to his next outing, lost to Green Bay in overtime.
Yeah, they should have won that.
He threw 99 yards. Okay, so if you like him,
How many attempts?
15. See, all they did was pound
tried
him.
to run.
Yeah. I know that. I'm just saying, don't say he was like led, if he was 4-0 when he came in last year, great, he wasn't. And if he was throwing for 250, 300 yards each game, great. Tell me the guy's good. If you think both of them stink, fine, but there is nothing in Zappi's resume that showed anything. And he's also, just so you know, look up his 40 time, viewers, and guys who are getting paid to do this. Look up his 40 time. He's not fast. He's slow, and he's not that guy you think. He's no Flutie, Mahomes, get around, they like it, because he's smaller, he can move. It's just not true. It's not true. And he's gotten more balls batted down than I've ever seen anybody in 4 games of football. Is Mac Jones Brady? No, I have no idea. But at least there's a goddamn coach at play. And let's see what he looks like. But stop with this quarterback controversy. I know you have to have something to talk about, but it's boring. And stop thinking Zappi's anything more than a bum. And if he is your starting quarterback, short and long term, the franchise is in way worse shape. He would be rated the worst quarterback in the NFL, no questions asked.
The hatred for Zappy, I didn't really see.
I have no offense. I don't think he's probably a nice guy. He's a nice backup. What I'm sick of is these guys don't give somebody cred for nothing he has ever established, except for a couple good balls in a relief appearance against the worst team in the NFL.
The most overrated guy.
Who you lost to?
The most overrated guy in the NFL is Justin Herbert.
Well, what he got paid is outrageous.
He got paid, and the dude hasn't won. I don't think he's won a playoff game, has he?
No.
That's embarrassing.
He's talented. I mean, he's talented. I mean, you take him over,
Would you rather have
Jones and
Justin Herbert
Zappy.
or Mac Jones on your team as your quarterback for the Patriots?
This is the goat. This is the year.
I don't know.
Like I said, I'm just like, we don't need to keep talking
Dude's
about it.
1-0.
What has Mac Jones won? Haven't they been in the league? No. Justin Herbert's been in what?
I don't even Herbert's
a year more?
Yeah, year longer. I don't think Herbert's been in the playoffs. Mac Jones has.
One game?
Mac Jones has only played a year.
Yeah.
If you count, you can't even count last year. That was the most inept coaching staff maybe in the history of professional sports.
Why the man didn't get
But
fired?
right now, would you rather have Justin Herbert or Mac Jones?
I would take Herbert.
Yes. Coach?
But Jones,
He's a loser.
What?
He's a loser.
So you'd rather take Mac Jones over Justin Herbert?
well, I would make my assessment on that at the end of this year. This to me is Max.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Unless the offensive line completely falls apart,
TBD.
this is to see if Mac Jones doesn't come out to prove to be an above average NFL functional game managing good solid quarterback after this year, then I'm gonna say he's done.
I do put a lot of stock in the fact that he is from Alabama. The fact that he had 6'8", 350-pound linemen straight across the board. He's thrown to Jalen Waddle. He's thrown to Devonta Smith. Anybody would have looked good at quarterback on that team.
Yeah, but you can say that about all the guys.
And he throws balloons too.
What?
He throws balloons.
Who?
Yeah, but the difference is
Tua? No, I said anybody would have looked
Oh,
good. I didn't
on
say
the
Tua.
Alabama, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tua throws balloons though.
And he's a lefty, so that's...
No, the thing is, of Coach's point, he had a legitimate offensive coordinator, year one, as a rookie. He had a good rookie year. It's not debatable.
He was the best rookie out of that class.
100%. It's not as if he was.
Including Trevor Lawrence.
That he was. We can say he was going to make
Would you rather
him.
have Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence?
I'd rather have Trevor Lawrence because he can run.
Trevor Lawrence is a freak. He's the next guy. Now he's got a coach too. But they were, because that team was out of their mind. Because
The
whatever
NFL's
that.
changed. That's why the running backs are useless now because the quarterbacks can move.
Yeah,
That has completely changed the game.
but it's still. I don't know.
But I still think it's an insane conversation. Like, you can even go as far as like, okay, we just talked about, would you rather have Mac Jones or Kirk Cousins?
Jones.
Yeah.
Especially because of age and all that stuff. But that's probably what I could see Jones becoming. Though Cousins can throw a deep ball pretty good, but still, he's 1-0.
To Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Just throw it up.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's a loser too at the end of the day.
Jefferson?
No.
Cousins?
Yeah.
Right, that's my point.
The point is, we don't have enough information on Mac Jones, except he rookie season, average receivers at best,
Good coordinator.
Not
Great coordinator, by the way.
He was a good,
How many times do we
solid,
sit there and go, what the hell, he's puking?
he was a solid NFL quarterback.
Right, but how many times have we...
Because I still think people are comparing it to like the Tom Brady days. You know what I mean? If you take Edelman, if you take what's his name? I can see it plain as day.
Walker?
Yes, Walker. Put them on any other team with the Patriots and any other quarterback. They don't succeed that way.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so?
No, they were good.
Wait, Welker was good. Welker was great after he left New England.
He played with Denver, he was good.
And Miami,
with Manning,
because he was great with Miami.
He was with Manning.
Well, Manning
Put him on
couldn't.
either team.
Yeah, but Welker was great before he came. That's why they signed
Right,
him.
he was with Miami.
He was with Miami.
He was great.
He was a Patriot killer.
All right.
Move on from that.
We beat the
statement.
shit out of that.
No, but I'm just saying is, at the end of the day, this is Jones's year.
Yes.
Let's get off the controversy.
You know what?
It ain't out there. The bottom line is, it's either now or never.
If Joe goes out and lays an absolute
He's
egg
out.
this year,
He's out. He
gone.
won't be back.
No,
And then what do
he's
you
gone. He's gone because he's entering.
They're gonna
he's
draft
entering
another
the year
quarterback.
where they
And then
either
what do you do? Do you draft? Do you trade for somebody?
You gotta
who's already
draft.
established in the
They're
league?
gonna have to draft.
You got to draft because this is Jones's year where you either sign him for long term or you take that player option or whatever. But this is the big year for him.
That's why they.
Last year was the 2-year. That's why he had the big
So,
money.
so let me ask you this: what do you consider a failure?
Not making the playoffs.
Well, and he stinks.
Right. But I mean, they got to make the playoffs. If they don't
So,
make the
so,
playoffs,
so if they go 11
Eight,
and 6,
9.
11 and 6, and don't make the playoffs, you still feel the same way because it's not making the playoffs.
If they go 11-6,
they might win the division.
I'm saying 10 and 7. You know what I mean? Because I
10-7,
So-
he's
so
10 and
I had this written
7.
down right here.
He's your starting quarterback for the next 10 years, probably.
There's three.
So I had this written down here. Pat's record early, which is right now. What do you think they'll be this year, Rick? I'm writing it down in pen.
What do I think they're going to be right now?
Yes.
I get them at. I have a 10, 7, 9 and 8.
So in your eyes, 9 and 8 max out.
No, it depends on the rest of the club. I have to see. I think the defense is way overrated. It was way overrated last year. Look what happened against the Chicago Bears last year. That game. I mean, that was
They don't
a
do well against the quarterback that can run.
It's ridiculous. They weren't this. They had a couple really good games,
Yeah.
but in general, they still got a lot to prove. So I don't know. Like I said, if the offensive line, if he's getting sacked, can't has no time. I mean, there's all kinds of things you got to evaluate. I think they fall in the league of like a typical NFL team, the wealth of mediocrity, and I get them right around 500.
Coach?
I'm going 10 and 7.
10 and 7. 10 and 7, Pats don't make the playoffs. It's back out.
No, he won't be out. If they have a winning season, he's not going
If
anywhere.
they're going 10 and 7, everybody stays. I mean, if they don't go above 500, I think you get rid of Belichick.
No. Well, then, and also, let's go back to the draft. To your point about what are you doing with Jones, we talked about this already in the draft. Look at who they drafted. You didn't go after one top offensive line, and that's why I kept saying the kid who was out there, what you should have been drafting from Tennessee, Hendon Hooker, the quarterback. Wait till you see what he happens. He was a steal of the draft. He would have been a first-round draft pick. So you didn't need to get that guy to come in right away. And I'm telling you, he was the guy to get. All right, he's going to be a year away. Get him late. Now it's a guy. If this doesn't work, I've at least seen a guy for a year. See what he looks like. They could be your next franchise quarterback. If not, he's short money. Boom, see you later, and you go draft again. But it was just it was one of the worst drafts I've ever seen. I mean, I don't even know one guy that I'm going to watch. Who's the kid?
No, the kid Gonzalez from
The corner.
He's good.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm a Butte guy.
We'll see. Haven't heard anything about him in camp.
I'm still butthurt. I still wanted that big tight end from Georgia, Darnell Washington.
But they could have got him late.
He was on the board when they took
Butte.
Booty. And
Yeah, but you didn't take it. You needed linemen.
They took too late.
Oh, God.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Big deal.
Wait,
They should have drafted you. They
All
should
right,
have
well,
called
that's
us.
plenty more because we still got 5 weeks till the season even starts. Entertainment, boys. Golf league.
Golf league. Yeah.
I played like absolute dog shit on Tuesday. Ricky had a birdie.
I played like dirt dog shit as well, Doug, until I think hole 6.
No. Hole 2, I found the pink ball and gave it to you. Turned it around.
Well, it didn't turn it around, but I didn't lose it.
It is crazy. I'm telling you, if you're on the course, and so like if he's teeing up the ball and you stare at the ball, it like burns your retinas.
Yeah, that was a great ball.
I think so.
You still got the ball.
No, I felt bad. I felt good. I felt good down finally at the stretch. I was like, threw a
I will
couple
say
dots
that,
for the first time in a
The
while.
birdie he made,
What's that?
he stuck the shot on 7, and he had like 5 feet. He made that putt like it was a tap in.
Yeah.
I was impressed by that. I would have missed that though.
The 9th would have been rock star though if I banged that.
Oh, I know, that would have been good. That would have been
So I felt good to just throw a dot here or there. So I need to get that back. So I'm feeling good. It's good. It's coming.
shot 47. I did 47.
Yeah. But it's just more. The score doesn't matter to me. It's more how you're stroking the ball
Yeah,
and
how you
like.
feel out there, you know what I mean?
So
It's like-
it's coming back. I just gotta stay with it and go from there. But it was fun. It was fun.
Shout out to Ben Parada, tied for quota.
All right,
High
Big
quota.
Ben.
Nice. Ben had a good day.
He
Good.
did.
He was on the range beforehand. I saw him out there hitting some balls.
Working
so-
hard.
Yeah,
That
he's
guy
not bad.
loves God. I give him credit. He started playing. He was miserable, like a beginner is,
Yeah.
and he's worked his way into a good golfer
Because we're getting, 25, 30 guys consistently?
every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
And Coach said the burger was good.
Burger was very good. It's double stack.
Ooh.
But the birdie pool has carried over.
Carry over next week.
Who had the other birdie?
This guy named Cub, new guy. He played
Cub?
with He played with Zanaboni and Murphy and those guys.
Oh, okay.
He's like friends with them. Brand new dude. He also tied for the quota.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, but then he's like, trying to tell me how to pay it out and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, you're a new guy. All right. Let's know your role.
KYR.
You want to show up next week?
KYR, I love that.
Show up next week.
I just wish it got a little bit more, because I mean, how many weeks in are we?
Oh, a lot. We've been playing since like late April.
Is it double digits?
Yeah, probably. Definitely.
I just wish it was more well oiled. You know what I mean?
Three-
Like this past Tuesday was kind of a cluster. You had like 4 threesomes just like on the first tee box. Of like nobody was really making a move. Nothing was really going on, and we're like, we didn't know if they were waiting for the team to tee off in front of them. What was going on? It was like finally someone was like, "You guys, oh no, we're waiting on somebody." All right, well, hey, we're going. See ya.
Yeah.
It was good.
Just take it.
Because before you know it, it's 5 o'clock and you're teeing off.
It moved well though.
We gotta get this
It moved.
going.
It moved well, yeah.
Thought it
But I know
moved
what
well.
you're
I
saying.
thought,
Dougie wants us teeing off at 4. He wants the 4 o'clock tee.
All right. You know what I mean? Because the earlier we tee off, the more time I have after the round. That's the only thing.
Well, Simsy there is like at 2:30. He's like that. Every time I show up, I step out of my car. It zooms right up with the cart. All right.
Yeah, because you show up at like 4:20. It's like, are you guys ready?
Well, somebody's
waiting
gotta
on
work.
you.
Somebody's
I'm waiting
gotta
on you guys.
Somebody's gonna work.
I work too.
Friggin' crack of dawn.
Yes. Baby update. So Cole is 7 weeks old today.
Wow,
All right,
happy
congratulations.
birthday, Cole.
7 weeks old.
I love it. I didn't know that. That's today.
Yeah.
That's it. 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Feels
that's
like
it.
longer.
So what's going on? Because I saw, I don't want to get too much into baby talk, but since they had the, but I saw April, lovely April, I was telling you on Instagram. She
April,
went
it's
back
all over
to,
Instagram.
She went back to work.
She went back to the office.
so who's
today.
watching the kid?
My mother-in-law came down to her mom, and it's awesome because her mom, unfortunately, in January, got in a bad car wreck.
Ooh.
So she's not able to go back to work, kind of like a forced retirement thing. So she doesn't really have too much
It's good timing, though.
going on. So she lives up in.
What'd you loosen the brakes or something?
Jesus Christ. And it's awesome because she has the ability to come down like twice a week. She loves Cole. She loves just watching Cole. She gets along with the dog great. So it's awesome. You know, I like to utilize the support system that we have. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
You know what you might want to do? I made this move back when I was, I had the twins.
what's that?
Get a nanny.
I'll do another.
Yeah.
Gentlemen?
Oh,
Gentlemen?
like,
You what?
Yeah, you
Get
can
in
take this
the
one. I'll have one.
Well, that's what she vacuums. She does the laundry.
kid.
Yeah, no, it's. I couldn't ask for a better.
Get her in there
situation.
like 5 days a week. Be perfect.
It's awesome. The only thing I gotta do now is
And you don't pay her or nothing?
no.
Wow,
No.
it's a win-win. You
No.
better take her to dinner every
You
night.
get her something.
I know, but she she doesn't want she brings like her own food. She brings like her chicken.
Brings her own food?
She brings like her yogurt to eat and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh, buy her.
Does she have any other grandkids?
No.
Oh, well, there you go. You got a cool. Yeah.
No. So
Yeah, you're gonna get in there.
just gonna kind of ride the lightning.
You gotta get her on the payroll. Put her on the payroll.
But it's good. I'm happy we have the support system. April at points is kind of like, I feel bad having to call my mom. I'm like, why?
Don't feel bad.
Why? Like she tells you she
doing
wants
her-
to come
you're
down
doing
and
her
see
favor.
the baby. Like let her
live?
see the baby.
Where does she live?
Where do they live?
Saskatchewan,
Easton,
Mass.
Easton, like where the tornado,
Easy,
where
right?
the tornado touched down.
Half hour.
It's like 20 minutes. 20
Yeah, no, it's not bad. She comes down. She gets there at like 8:30 in the morning. She just comes down 44. Boom, done.
Yeah.
It allows April to do what she's got to do work-wise. It allows April to like nap if she wants to nap, go to work. It's awesome.
That's good.
Good,
Good. Did the Americans play tonight?
Who?
They play Sweden on Sunday.
Sunday? Is that what the semis? Quarters. The World Cup. We gotta give an update in the World Cup next week.
The women's World Cup. Yes.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like they have I feel like they have more time off than the men do in between games.
Yeah, so they made this round, the knockout round. They're playing Sweden on Sunday.
Early though, like 5 a.m. because they're playing in like New Zealand or
I don't
something
even
like
know.
that.
Yeah, it is. It's New
Australia,
Zealand. Yeah.
I will have an update for you in 1 second. Let's see.
What else did you have for any entertainment, Coach?
Oh, so I went to East Bay Pine Hills for the twins' birthday
Nice.
back on the 23rd of July. Whatever day that was.
Sunday at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
USA versus Sweden. USA is actually underdogs.
Yeah, but what round is it? It's quarters or the semis?
I think it's a quarter. So yeah, East Bay Pine Hills was good. I had Kaylee brought her boyfriend Drew's family. Nice people. Love them. We're at the...
Heading out to Colorado together.
Yep, moving to Colorado on the 17th she leaves of this month.
It's the
Should be done.
round of 16.
Okay.
Quarter.
The winners of this go to quarters.
All right. So, yeah, so that was a good time. We had a... I should make a little announcement. I might get in trouble for this.
Uh-oh.
But
Where's the breaking news alarm?
I'll just call her a significant friend that Patrick has now.
Wow.
Her name is Morgan.
Morgan, okay.
Doll, absolute doll, great kid.
I met her.
Okay.
You met Morgan?
Yeah, we were with Stevie Rich.
Oh, I wasn't there. When? The other night?
Yeah,
At the Tavern?
at the Tavern. I told you, yeah.
You told me you met Morgan?
Well, I told you I saw his girl, met his girlfriend there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I hope it was his girlfriend. His girlfriend's not going to like it.
No, no. No, that was her.
Plymouth gal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
North or south?
She went to South.
Nobody's.
No. She went to North. Sorry.
Okay.
Went to North. Yeah. Because I asked her, I go, how'd you guys meet? She goes, oh, we had classes together in high school. I was like, ooh.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, Pine Hills is cool because we had a great meal and stuff. But then you can go hit balls if you want. We hung out there.
I love that driving range.
We hung out there. We had dinner was at like 3 o'clock. We left when it was like almost 9.
Love that.
Kaylee was trashed. It was hysterical.
How many beers did you have?
I have no idea. Well, the funny thing was, so we had.
He doesn't really
Thank you.
count. There's no reason to count, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I didn't have that many.
So we had so I had the dinner thing going, right? 11 of us, so I picked up the tab, right?
What was
Nice.
that?
Came out great. Came out awesome. I thought it was gonna be a lot. It was only like $650.
Jesus, you spent more there than you did when you went out to
Almost, yeah.
dinner at what was it down in
Down
Newport?
Yeah. Yeah. Kaylee's boyfriend's father's like, oh, let me get the tip. And I'm like, really? He's like, oh yeah. So he got the tip, which was great. So I think he got screwed on it. whatever. So, oh my God, wow, this is great. I'm getting out of this way better than I thought. I thought it was going to be $1,000. Then next thing you know, Patty opens up a tab.
Oh, LPP had other plans.
4 hours later, $300 later,
Ooh.
I'm like, there it goes.
LPP, I love that.
So no, we had a good time. It was a blast. So you sit outside those Adirondack chairs, like the white Adirondack chairs and stuff.
Yep.
Just
Well,
hang out.
I haven't been there since they redid it, so I don't know if they redid like the deck area at all.
They redid the bar. You gotta go into the bar. The bar's outrageous. You been in there?
No.
You should go in there.
I
You would
try
love it.
to play Pine Hills like once a summer just because.
Seriously, Rick, you would love it.
No, I would have.
When the bars, the TVs, like
No, I
it's the
heard.
best setup you would ever see.
I heard it's good.
That's too much of a road game for Rick.
I know it is. Although he's got a little. If you wanted to make it, pit stop, it's like feet from Lisa's place right down there.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're thinking, we're
Yeah,
considering a plan. It's not a bad ride back anyway.
Yeah, it'd be like a road game for you.
The road game. I like it there.
You should.
All right, quick break, and I'll give you my entertainment.
All right, so the entertainment is. You said you wanted to do some entertainment on something.
Nah, it doesn't have to be. I could just go quick. It was my B-Day,
Oh, happy birthday!
July 3-0.
That's right.
Turned
Forgot about that.
46. It was a nice day.
Over or under?
Got a little beach action in late. I actually had to do an open house in Duxbury, and did a great shower when it got to late afternoon at the beach, and some nice chow at the club, and had a nice time. The weekend was solid because Friday was the night.
T-Butts.
Oh yeah, there was
Yeah, it
that.
was, 'cause that's-
Saturday. Saturday was fun. Saturday was LFG at the Tavern on the Wharf. Stevie Rich made his appearance. You guys might have saw my Instagram post on that. Pretty funny. So that was a pretty good time. But outside of that, nothing overwhelming entertainment-wise right now, except for trying to get to the beach and sell some houses.
There you go. All right, so top 3 time, Dougie.
Top 3. Coach came in hot this week with a top 3 of best quotes from a movie, and this is going to be a part 2, a part 3, a part 4.
Yes.
We're gonna be able to keep going to the well on this one. So this is gonna be part 4. I'm sorry, part 1. Favorite quotes from a movie. We're gonna keep everything the same. Coach is gonna start it off. Go.
You know what's funny? Like, I wasn't prepared to go,
What?
so I'm gonna go with the easy one that I have.
Yeah, well, just do you want time?
Yeah.
Well, no, I won't go. Do good. I was just going to say something else too, because I want to bring up one thing.
Oh, okay.
Because Coach and I happen to be on one right now. The group text thing.
Oh my.
For all you freaking viewers out there, all people I know, a group text is informational. It means, hey, I'm having a party. Come on over. Hey, not every hour, wherever you're going, and 10 of the guys you already know is on the goddamn group text. It's ridiculous. Stop bothering me in the group text. Figure it out.
They're not silent.
It's embarrassing. It's not the point.
I understand.
It's the point.
The point is to
Figure
look
it
at the
out.
phone.
Group text is done.
27
Invite
messages.
people to an event, something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you're watching the Pats today. It's not. He's not a conversation. He's got 27 on his right now, the same group
I
text,
understand that,
to
but
decide
you're not
who's going to freaking Ocho. It's not the point.
Somebody added to, I understand that, but somebody added you to, unless you go and you could remove yourself
I know.
from said
You
text
can't
sheet.
figure it out.
We couldn't on my phone the right
do it
way.
online
I gotta look at it out.
You can't figure it out.
It's not the
Yeah, but the
point.
thing
What
is,
I'm
if it's all, it says on the thing like Brian Hilton like removed himself.
It's not the point.
Let's say Brian
What I
Hilton
am trying to
stopped
say to
guys.
you,
I don't give a shit.
yeah, exactly. What I'm trying to say to you is, it's not about the group. I'm just trying to educate people on the fact group texts are not designed for back and forth conversations. Designed for an announcement or an invite. So figure it out.
Exactly.
All right, Coach.
All right, so, my favorite is not necessarily a quote, it's more of a scene.
Okay.
Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah, why not?
My favorite ever is the scene in Caddyshack when,
Oh.
when Bill Murray is hitting the flowers, talking about the Cinderella kid.
Yep.
That is the best
Yep.
scene in a movie.
I like
life.
it when he describes his encounter with the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, exactly.
Big hitter, long
Big
hitter.
long. So, he decides, he's going to stiff me.
So at least I got that going for him.
And he says to me, you will receive full consciousness
Yes.
on your deathbed. So I got that going for me.
Yeah. At least I got that going for me.
I got that. I got the whole movie in my
Well,
head.
we sure. We can have 55 from there alone, so I
know,
can't even
man.
go there right now.
That's not. This is gonna be like a part 2, 3, 4,
That's what
5.
I'm saying. But that is, in my head, that is the
Yeah.
number one classic thing.
Okay, no scenes though. We need quotes because it'll make it more fun. Want another shot at it?
All right, I'll do another one. I'll do quote part 2. You ready? You can't handle the truth.
Oh, I like it.
A Few Good Men. Great movie. Great movie. I love that movie. A Few Good Men.
There you go.
You want me on that wall.
Yeah.
You
Want me
need
on-
me on that wall.
It's a young Tom Cruise. That's
Well, because you
was
said
that early 90s?
No, I think it was later than that.
Oh,
late, yeah, right around that time. Well, just because you said Tom Cruise, I just said because I have like 5,000. Because I basically, I almost, but part of my vernacular is
Quotes.
quotes.
1992.
92. Good call, Douglas.
All right.
Is because you said I can do 1,000 from Tom Cruise, but
So Tom Cruise
I'm
now-
just going to go old school because we like football. We've got a
Now I'm
football
thinking.
legend behind us. 62 stack monster. 62 stack monster.
You know what that's from?
Yo, Dougie won't.
All the right movies.
Yes.
Tom Cruise.
Never seen it. Never seen. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, Tom Cruise.
Salvucci didn't
Tom
quit.
Cruise is in a football.
Salvucci didn't quit. Coach, you quit.
you quit.
You should have taken a knee.
It's funny. I thought you were gonna go the other way and do like a Days of Thunder Cold.
Oh, well, man, that's right there. The next repertoire. I got a million. That movie. That million.
is racing.
That one alone has a million of them. You can't even count them.
This is a very good top 3.
It's awesome.
Very good top 3. You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, my favorite all-time
It's
movies.
Sandlot.
Yes, it is.
Sandlot. I love it.
You're
I
killing
got
me,
a
small.
T-shirt that says it, the whole bit.
Yeah, but what's the greatest scene?
I got a T-shirt that says "You're killing me, Smalls," and then my wife has a T-shirt that says "I'm Smalls."
Like it.
What's the greatest scene in that movie, though?
It was with the lifeguard.
Oh,
Wendy Peppercorn.
when he fakes his
When he
drowning.
fakes drowning.
What the hell's the kid's name? That one, the glasses.
Squints.
Squints. Oh,
I was planning it the whole time.
the whole time. And then the movie is Squints, and they got married and had 7 kids or something.
They got married. They had 7 kids.
So my next quote is probably one of the most quoted ever.
Ooh. Okay. Don't say the movie. You gotta say it, and I'm gonna say like what the.
You'll know it right away.
Okay.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh, John.
Oh, John.
It's a good. That quote has been. Everybody says it. It's a good boat. It's a good boat.
That's why I don't call them boats.
Is that one?
Jaws?
Well, speaking of which, we can
typically
get in touch
too
with
full.
fucking Mr. Latham and get out of his boat to a
Yes, he's been asking for. That's right. We haven't Trucker Tommy. We haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Call me all right.
You guys all right with beers?
Oh, I'll have one.
Want me to take some of your empties?
I'm
Get rid of that.
These evaporated. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
round for everyone, sorry.
I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good. I got
Just
it.
you two. Got it.
All right, Rick, round 2. Because that was Martha's Vineyard. Is that what that was filmed?
Well, it was like supposed to be Martha's Vineyard, but it was called the island was called Amity, but it was Martha's Vineyard.
What do you got for me, Rick? Give it to me.
So many easy ones. I'm just trying to think.
Doesn't matter. They could be easy. They could be layups. They could be right.
I know. I'm trying to go outside the box. People wouldn't know. We respect them as much. Like, all right. Now this is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Uh-oh.
I could do this. We could do a whole show on this.
That's
We
what
might
I'm
have to.
saying.
Let's do it like next Thursday. We'll just do this show if there's not much action.
Best movie quotes.
Be hilarious. I'll grow at the house.
I'm in.
All right. It is simply this. Charlie doesn't surf.
Charlie doesn't stare.
Oh, see, I got it.
Oh, I got it. Apocalypse Now.
Yeah! Who was it?
It was Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall. With dun, 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 dun. You haven't seen that movie?
No, I have. No,
When they raid the beach with this music?
no, I have, but it's just not like a.
Love the smell of napalm. That's another quote.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got 50 of that.
Probably just because I watched it the other day and it's fresh in my mind and it's still probably one of my top 5 movies. Talk to me, Goose.
Oh, Top Gun.
Top Gun, yeah. Top Gun's got $1 million. Oh, that's a great.
I love it. Tom Cruise. Tommy Cruise.
What do you have, a crush on Cruise or something?
I think so.
Maybe.
I think we discovered something.
It's his age group. He's in that little, everything wrong with Tom Cruise. He's like, yeah.
It's an old school one, too. I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole place is out of order.
Is that Al Pacino's Sense of a Woman?
It is.
Yes.
When he's the blind guy, right? With
Yes.
great movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
He's got some good ones in that. Good call. Good going, call.
Yeah. And then he's like, what does he say? And he's like, but not a snitch.
Yes.
Not a snitch.
Not a
And
snitch.
he says like the 3 boys' names. He's like, fuck you two.
Yeah.
Great movie. Plays a
The
blind
one
guy.
thing about Charlie is he's not a snitch. Hoo-ah. That's a good one.
Hey.
Probably just checking things out.
Great movie.
that
I'm
was
out of
my-
order. You're out of order.
Oh, God. I'm trying to blank because it's one of my favorite movies. With,
Oh, I got another one, too. Awesome.
okay. Don't insult my intelligence, Santino. No. What's his name in it? In The Godfather? It's, you got an answer for Santino's death. What's the brother-in-law's name? Why am I trying to... No.
Oh, James Caan.
No, that's James Caan. No, the brother-in-law. Who they end up killing. He's not Santino. Why am I trying to find? Carlo. So let me do it again. Carlo. Don't insult my intelligence. You think that you could fool a Corleone? No, that's not the case. You're out of the family business. That's your punishment.
What movie is that?
Godfather.
Oh.
Here's your plane tickets. Go meet them in there, and then they go out and they kill them.
Yeah.
Godfather's unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a ton of folks. Straight up.
It's like, I don't know if I want to give you guys like a layup or if I want to give you guys this. Which one you gotta think about a little bit?
I'll give you.
I'm gonna throw one out before. How about this one?
We can do this all night.
How do you bring, just like a guinea, to bring a knife to a gunfight?
I just saw that.
One of the greatest actors of all time.
Joe Pesci?
Sean Connery.
Oh, is he Untouchables?
Yes.
What do you got, Dougie? Dougie, don't be looking online. This is the problem with his friggin' generation.
Yeah.
Oh, I have it written down. There's no crying in baseball.
All right. I like it. I had that in my head to throw on a baseball
I
line.
like that.
What movie is it?
It's
Major League.
no,
No, it's
Tom Hanks, the girl.
League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
Yes.
Great
movie. Great movie.
Yep, we can do this all night. I'll leave on
Is this Iowa?
This is
Oh, LPP
LPP is in the house.
Into the house. Get on the screen. Give a wave. Give a wave on this. Lisa's in there if you want to go say. Yeah.
Like this, so like you had me at hello.
Yep, that's a good one.
Oh, look at you, Mr.
You know what we're doing?
Emotional.
We're doing
You gotta.
top three
Movie quotes.
movie quotes.
Yes.
Had me at hello.
You got one?
Hey, you had me on hello.
Come on, Patty, you know.
What's the name of the
I
movie?
can't think of one right now.
You can't think of a
movie?
quote.
Oh, I know that. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
I can't think of the name of the
Let me hear you, Jerry. Come on, show me the money.
Look at another Tom Cruise movie.
It's great.
All right, we're gonna have to cut this off because
Maguire.
I might have to do some research on this. This till our next podcast. Dougie's
me the
fetish for Tom Cruise.
Show me the money, Jerry. Come on. Let me hear you say it, Jerry. Cuba Gooding Jr.
What was that movie?
Jerry Maguire.
Jeremy
Jerry
Maguire.
Maguire, right.
Jerry.
Circle, Robin's Racing.
Robin's Racing. It's a good one.
Oh yeah, there's a million in that movie. All right,
So we're done. We're done with the quotes.
yeah, because we're gonna do a separate show on that.
The whole show.
Yeah, we'll do a mini show. We'll do like a 45-minute show, quick brief update on life, and then
From
we're going.
Ricky's porch, nothing but movie quotes.
Yes,
Love it. I love it.
It'll be unbelievable.
Yeah, it will.
Beautiful.
All right.
All right, gentlemen,
All right, boys, we did it again.
Yes.
Episode 21 in the books.
podcast gold.
Podcast gold,
Yes.
as usual.
Thank you to all
Gillis
millions of
Family
viewers.
Tavern, thank you very much for
Yes, thank you so much.
again.